So if an appointment on your schedule gets canceled, is that a good thing or a bad thing? So I got a question this week from Evan in Sioux City, Iowa, right here. And it's a question about productivity and time management. And if time management is something that you're interested in, please let me know. The only payment I get for a video like this on YouTube is you letting me know. So click subscribe, click like. That tells me I need to make more videos about a topic like this. And this is what Evan said in his video.
Hi Dave. First, I'd like to say thank you for all the hard work and all the content that you've produced for people like myself who've been transformed by your teachings. And keep on trucking, keep doing a good job. You're amazing. Now to my question. So when a scheduled event in my calendar is either canceled or rescheduled, what should I do during that now available time? Thanks for answering my question, Dave.
Thanks, Evan. I love how simple this question is. I also like that you stroked my ego at the beginning. No, seriously, it's helpful for me to know that it's helping you. So I appreciate you saying that. First of all, let me answer a question that you didn't ask, but perhaps you should. If this is happening on a regular basis where people are canceling appointments that you have on your schedule, that to me is a sign that there may be a pattern of us not setting appointments properly. If you remember what I teach in Time Management Fundamentals, I encourage you to treat the calendar as a commitment, as a statement that you're making to yourself and to others that you will follow through, that you will keep that appointment. So I'm going to share a couple of tips that my assistant uses, but you don't need an assistant. You can do this no matter where you are. So let's say that you have appointments that are getting canceled on a regular basis. The first thing that I recommend is number one, no tentative. What that means is we don't schedule an appointment unless there is a firm commitment. Sometimes when my assistants schedule an appointment with someone, they'll say, well, let's pencil this in, or it looks good at the moment. These conditional statements are implying that the person is not really committed to the time. So my assistant wisely reaches back and says, what if we tried a time that you were really committed to? Is there a time perhaps further out in your schedule that you know that you can keep? That little question helps someone stop and get out of that mindset of everything on my calendar is flexible, everything is subject to cancellation. Number two, really simple, send reminders. Every day, my assistant looks at the schedule, looks who I'm meeting with the next day, and sends out an email to every single appointment on that list, simply reminding them of the appointment. Everyone is out of control of their time. Not everyone, but probably about 2 to 3% of the world's population is in control of their time and knows what they're doing. I back that up by when I go out and speak to people around the world and I ask them, how many of you are in control of your time? Only about 2 or 3% of the room says yes. So that means that you and I, people who have a time management system and know what we're supposed to be doing, it's our responsibility to tell people and to remind people of the appointments that are upcoming. Let's help them stay on track. Those two things will help reduce the number of cancellations, but what if they still happen? Because they will still happen. They happen to me, even with my assistant setting up appointments. So here's what I would recommend that you do with that time. If it falls through, if it's canceled, then what we do is we use that time for the task reminders list. What is the task reminders list? Well, in Time Management Fundamentals, I recommend that when you're determining when something should be done, if it's going to take 15 minutes or more, or if it's time sensitive, it goes to the calendar. Things that are between 5 and 15 minutes go to the task reminders list, and they must only be things that are flexible. Don't put stuff on there that you have to get done by a certain deadline. Just little things that can it doesn't matter if I get it done in the next week or two, but it still needs to get done at some point. When an appointment falls through, You just pull up that task reminders list and you look at it and you start picking things and knock out as many of them as you can. That's the purpose of the task reminders list, to fill in the gaps when gaps need to be filled in. The second thing is, what if you get to that time and you don't have anything on your task reminders list, or it's just you don't have enough time? That's when you can just go right into starting to do our favorite word, processing. Processing is the act of deciding what, when, and where for each item. I go into this in great depth in Time Management Fundamentals. And if you haven't been through that course, just go to davecrenshaw.com/time and you'll get a free 30-day access if you're not already a member to LinkedIn Learning. So, when appointments fall through, it's not a bad thing. We can still use it to knock some stuff off of our list. But let's first make a little bit of an effort to try and stop that from happening in the first place.